this? Not visible. Why is this not? Ah, there it is. It's online now. Right, I'm going to be doing this today in an accent. So, basically, and because I just like to do accents, I don't give a shite if you think it's authentic or not. That's what I'm going to do. It's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk a little bit louder, and I've got this. This is a webcam mic. This is what I was using the terrible camera to focus around with. I'm going to be using it again today as a mic and to focus around with as a terrible camera. Alright, let's get to it. Today, I have made what you would call, Froppy. Froppy from My Hero Academia. Now, this one's a bit more complicated than Aravity, the one I made this morning. Aravity. And this isn't supposed to be a specific accent, so it's going to jump all around the place. I'm just doing one. Aravity was a lot easier. Froppy's going to be a bit more difficult, and I'll show you how we make her. Right, so let's get to it. Alright, so for Froppy, I gave her body, mind, soul. 2, 2, and 3. Reasons for this, and I'm moving a cursor around on the screen, which you can't see, but the reasons for this. Body, her grades weren't that great, so total up here, we've only got 70 points spent. Right. I gave her jumping level 3. Now, if you aren't familiar with the show, Froppy's quirk is that she's got frog-like powers. So jumping level 3. We went on and gave her features level 3. What does jumping level 3 mean, though, just in case you're wondering? I guess I should say. It is jumping level 3. Just going to roll all around the place. Where's that? Where's that? I should have written this down. H-I-J. Okay, here we go. So jumping level 3. Now, what level 3 is going to do is it's going to let her jump 30 times the normal distance. Now, don't confuse this with super speed, because even though she can jump really far, she can still only travel as fast as a normal character. So she may be jumping 30 meters. It's going to take her a long time to hit the ground, but it's okay. She still jumps 30 meters. Now, features generally are just 1 point little things you can get in the book. They don't really do a whole lot. Like appearance makes you sexier. Of course, if you're doing a check or something, you know, maybe you get a bonus. I gave her camouflage, which she has, which would help her hide. Probably give her a bonus to her body, mind, or soul, whichever one she's using to hide. You could probably use any of them. Anyway, long tongue, because of course she does have a long tongue. It can in fact go up to 20 meters. And we gave her, now these features are just examples, by the way. You come up with whatever you want. And we gave her webbed feet and hands. Or did I give? Yeah, I gave her webbed feet, which basically means she can swim a little bit faster than normal, but I took care of that with another attribute. Extra arms. So since she uses her tongue and she can manipulate things with it, and it's basically just like another appendage. So I gave her extra arms at level 1 to represent her tongue and how flexible it is. I also gave her extra actions so that, you know, she could get a punch and then a tongue. Now, extra actions is really expensive, and part of the reason why this character is costing so much more than Ochako did is because she's got more stuff to her. Ochako just really had the one power. Frog power doesn't sound like much, but it's got a lot to it. So, what was the next thing? Sorry about that. We gave her special defense level 2, which, you know, doesn't really say in black and white she has it. Could have done this a bit differently and given it to her against her own, but I just gave her special defense level 2 poison, which means she's basically immune to poison. Now, you could have done that a different way and just made her immune to her own poison. She has a poison, sticky tongue attack, toxic thing. She does, and I just thought it'd be neat if she was immune to poison. I also gave her special movement wall crawling, because it does say she can jump on walls and crawl on them, and wall bouncing to represent her hopping around in case, for example, the walls were too coated or something and she couldn't climb them for whatever reason. We gave her a combat technique, leap attack. Now, what combat technique leap attack does? Let's get to it. Leap attack. If they have a higher initiative than their opponent and a free move, they can jump. And if they jump, they get a +1 to their damage multiplier. And that is pretty good. So, like, for example, if she were to jump and hit somebody with her tongue, instead of the normal amount of damage, now granted her tongue would have to be a trained weapon, she would be doing a bit more. She would be doing 1 more point plus her ACV. Unfortunately, it's not really going to help Froppy at the level she's at, because I didn't give her anything like brutal where her unarmed attacks actually have a damage multiplier or weapon level. They are just 0. So really, that one, it took it mainly for show or for development later, but it's not really a needed one. Robin, stop. Right, moving on. I gave her organizational ties, which is something I forgot to give for Choco. Organizational ties is basically gives you connections. So I gave her connection organizational ties, UA1, to represent that she's a student there. When you have organizational ties, what it does for you as a stat is it gives you basically items that you normally wouldn't have access to, as well as possibly special favors, missions, all that good stuff. So that's what organizational ties does. I gave her that. I gave her water speed level 1 because she's a quick swimmer, which just basically means she can swim at 3 kilometers per round, I believe, or it might be per hour. Let's just take a look at it. It's per round. So yeah, and I gave her elasticity, which I put the restriction on it, partial, because it's just her tongue. But I gave it to her at level 6. It is 4 points per level. Now they said in the wiki that she basically can go 20 meters. Well, level 6 is 30, and I know it's not 20, but that's the way the book was set up. So rather than go into too much detail about it, I did just give her 30, which is level 6. Now, I gave her partial, and I gave her a -6, since it only is working in her tongue. So, altogether, the attribute costs 24 points, but when you take off the 6, it's going to cost a total of 18. So the restriction does. Yeah, you can see her attributes are a lot more expensive than what we did for a chocolate. Super strength, level 1. It says she can pick up people with her tongue. Now, since I gave her extra arms, super strength might not have been necessary. Because, you know, she could probably pick up somebody, a body by herself. But, since she only has a body of 2, I went ahead and gave her the super strength. And this is going to let her lift 30 times his or her body stat in kilograms. So now she can definitely lift a character. We got super strength level 1, and I just put it in her tongue again, so partial. And we went up to level 3, which gives us -6 off the attribute, making super strength only cost us 2 points, because I only gave it to her level 1. Now we did tongue lash, which was her weapon attack. Of course, she could just hit people with her tongue that's an extra arm and has elasticity, but I went ahead and did it as an attack anyway. And I gave it to her at level 2. Flexible is one I put on there. Basically, with flexible, it's like a tongue, and if she attacks somebody, they get a -1 on their defense roll. Now, if the attacker is strong enough to physically lift the target, a successful attack can trip or disarm the target in lieu of delivering damage, but you take a -3 on an attack. So that's pretty neat, and she could do that with her tongue. I also gave her a range of 4 on the attack to represent, again, the 30 meters, or 20 as the wiki says, but again, that's not there. Now, it also said she got a spit attack, poison spit. So we gave her, oh, what is that going to be? Hold on one sec, I got to do a bit of math. Calculator. Here we go. Okay, so we gave her continuing. When you hit with continuing, whatever points of damage you do, and this is kind of a weird one because it actually gets into a bit of math. It does 1/5 of the damage of the total. And I believe total her weapon attack did 17 points of damage. So with this, at the end of each round, character's going to take another point of damage. This continues for a number of rounds equal to the rank. Now, I only gave it to her at rank 1. I probably should have given it to her a little bit higher, but we just did 1. So basically, the initial attack's going to hit, and it's going to do 17 points of damage. The next round, character is going to take another 4 points. I also gave her, because it's a sticky attack, Tangle. Now, what Tangle does is, it's basically going to be a big goo that stops them. It has health points, and they can attack that. They get a penalty, and they can break free. So, basically, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. It's just part of what she got for her spit. Now, we added up all the points of everything I just went over, and I know I went a little fast. I apologise. She's at 151 points, compared to a Choco, who was at 119 when we finished. Big difference here. Big, huge difference. And really, if you look at it, her attacks don't even do as much. So really, it's how you spend your points that matter. Now, I could streamline this and do it a different way. I probably could have done something with Choco this morning that made her cost a lot more, but I didn't do it. Her ACV ends up being 2. Her DCV ends up being 2. Her HP and energy points end up being 25, and her shock value is 5. Again, I don't use shock value usually, but it's nice to know it. Her tongue lashing is a weapon level 2. When you have super strength on a piece of your body, it will increase your damage multiplier by 1. So, her tongue lashing's damage multiplier went up to 6, which is pretty nice. Now, remember the leap attack. If she were to do a leap attack with this weapon, this would go up to 7 and change the total damage. The total damage would be 16 instead of 14. But right now it's 2 times 6, which is 12 plus 2. I'm not going to give you 14. Again, if she does her leap attack, it changes this, which changes your total. And your poison spit, weapon level 3, damage multiplier is 5, ACV 2, 3 times 5, 15, plus 2 is 17 damage. And that's it. That right there is Froppy. She was, as you could tell, a lot more complicated than just a frog person. I know I went through this a bit faster, but I'm a bit more awake, so I figured, what the hell. If this is too fast for you, just let me know. I also tried to talk a little bit louder, and I've got the mic kind of close to my face. I don't know if this is going to be too loud or not, and I'm so apologize for the accent. I just wanted to do it, so I did it. And that is really it. This is Evil GM1 signing off for you guys. I'm not going to do any more prep work on this. I'll see if I can get my players to come with us tonight and let me broadcast creating characters. we probably won't play much tonight. We just broadcast character creation because the two people I'm playing with, and it is just two for now. One of our people are on a break, complicated life stuff. So, and the number of people I play with fluctuates. I've had as many as 8 players before, and that's 9 people if you count me. Then I've had as few as 2, which is what we're doing tonight. Now, the 2 people I'm playing with have never played BSM 3rd Edition. Well, one of them has, but it's been years and years and years. So, and it's been a long time since I've ran it myself. So we'll just be doing character creation tonight, and the next time we play, we'll actually play. Again, if I can get this to stream, I will. If not, oh well. I'll see you later. EvilGM1, signing off.